We have been doing a detailed study of the Rudradhyaya, and we have to get into the study of the 8th Anuvaka, which is Namasomaya, which we just now chant. But still we cannot get into the 8th Anuvaka because it needs an introduction. The 8th Anuvaka, as you know, is the very crux of the entire Rudradhyaya. So far, in the 7 Anuvakas, we have learnt the characteristics of what Ishvara is. So the characteristics of Bhagavan. So Bhagavan's characteristic is defined as one who knows. Actually, this was the definition given to us by Madhvacharya. Utpattim cha vinasham cha bhutanam agatim gatim vetti vidyam avidyam cha shannam bhaga itirata. That is Utpattim cha, one who is capable of creating, vinasham cha, destruction, Bhutanam agatim gatim, how these beings come into be a manifestation and how they are withdrawn, agatim gatim, 4 points. Vetti vidyam avidyancha, one who knows what is vidya, what is to be known, and what is avidya. Avidya is not what is ignorance, but avidya is what is the matter. So spirit and the matter, the understanding of the spirit and the matter. One who knows all these 6 is called Bhagavan. And the characteristics of the Bhagavan is to be understood as Sarvatmakaha and Sarvantaryami. That means he is the one who is the essence of all living beings and at the same time who is the energizer of all living beings. So it is nothing can exist without him and everything is existing because of him. This is not a statement which says the same idea. Nothing can exist without him means a pot can exist with not just mud, but it can exist with other forms also. But a pot cannot be called pot unless there is potness in it, isn't it? The medium may be different, but the Shiva is not like that. He is both the efficient cause and the material cause, Sarvantaryami and both. So, in our contemplation, in our interaction with the outside world, we have to recognize Shiva as both the Sarvatmakaha and Sarvantaryami, and this has been elucidated by in the Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Jnana Yoga, 29th and 30th, to be studied together, is a formula for how to understand the 7 Anuvakas. Sarvabhutastham atmanam sarvabhutani cha atmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshina. So how to get samadarshitvam, how to get an equanimous I? Sarvabhutastham atmanam. I am actually residing in all living beings. And all living beings are residing in me. One who looks like this, ikshate. Ikshate means one who has a vision like this. That person who is actually united with the Atman, he is the one who has got samadarshitvam. So, there is the outside world, Jagat, and there is the individual Jiva. So, where is the role for Ishvara here? In the tripartite relationship, there is a world, there is I. What about Ishvara? What about the Lord? So that question is answered in the next verse. Bhagavad Gita says, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, sarvancha mai pashyati. So you must see the entire world as within yourself. You must see yourself in the entire world. And you must see everything in Ishvara and Ishvara in everything. One who has got such a vision, tasya aham na pranashyami. For such a person, I am not far away. I am not invisible. Not only that, nacha me na pranashyati. He is also not far away from me. That is, Ishvara is not far away from me, and for Ishvara, I am not far away from him. So this much of inference you must do with the study of the first 7 Anavakas. So a yogi sees Rudra in everything, and that is why Taskarayacha, that means one who is a thief, one who is a robber, one who wields the weapons, to all of them we offer namaskara. It is one thing to know that Atman is there in everything, but it is another thing to see the Atman in everything. You see the distinction? There is a huge gap between the information that Atman is there in everything and actually realizing that Atman is there in everything. This can only be obtained not by theoretical study, which is called Shastra Stravana, but we also need Manana and Nididhyasa. Then only we can see this for a fact. But none of this is available without the grace of God. That is another subtext that you will see from all the 7 Anavakas. So grace of God is introduced in addition to Sarvantaryamitvam and Sarvatmakatvam. So what happens if we don't look at it like this? What happens if I hate something, somebody, some idea, some entity, some concept? What will happen? So since Ishvara loves all without any exception, if there is anything that I hate, it tantamounts to my hating Ishvara. So anybody who has hatred for Ishvara, that person will avoid Ishvara. And Ishvara will be pranasyati, will not be available for him, even though Ishvara is ever gracious and ever graceful. Now the next question appears as is, this Antaryami, is he passive? Is he just there doing nothing? The answer is no, because he is the beloved of all, and if there is anything anybody wants, it is because Ishvara is in you, and that Ishvara is making us will and want anything, want everything. So a thief wants to commit theft. So a thief wants to commit theft, we become judgmental about his action, isn't it? But what is the philosophy there? The philosophy is there is want, there is desire. So from where all desires stem from? It all comes from the Atman only. Therefore Upanishad says, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. And he is the beloved of everyone. So what is the meaning of this study? It gives us a spiritual basis not to condemn anything or anybody. So the biggest problem of the human mind is, I will extol and praise something which I like, and I will condemn whatever I don't like. So unsustainability of condemnation is the essence of the first 7 chapter, 7 Anuvakas. So how to cultivate this Samadarshitvam? Can we have respect for others as an end in themselves? And similarly, we must have self-respect as an end in ourselves. Please contemplate on this point. Why do we respect anybody? We respect somebody because there is some quality, value that we admire about that person, isn't it? That is why we respect somebody. Why do I have self-respect? Why do I respect myself? It is because I see a certain amount of value for me in me. Correct? Now, suppose you take away the reason for respecting, you just respect another person as an end in themselves, not because of whatever value we see about them towards us, then we have cultivated some other Shaitva. English has got a beautiful term, per se. Can you respect somebody per se? Can you respect yourself per se? When we respect somebody else per se, then you are seeing yourself in everybody else. When you respect yourself per se, then you are actually having everybody within you. This sarvantaryamitvam will. But this cannot be understood, this cannot be experienced, this cannot be realized without a devotion for Ishvara. That will be the paradigm shift that will take place in the 8th Anuvaka. In fact, one of the beautiful commentators talks about it, Abhinava Shankaracharya talks about it. The only way you will be able to realize this sarvantaryamitvam, that is yourself in everybody and everybody in yourself, by rejecting God, by not having any faith in God. When will that be possible? How can you achieve this? He gives a beautiful metaphor for that. If you are able to take the entire sky, pull it out like a robe, and then tie it, wrap it around yourself, the day you can do it, and that day you don't need Shiva. Yada charmavat akasham veshtayishyanti manavaha tada shivam avidnyaya dukkasya anto bhavishyati. So now you see, if anybody asks you, why do you have bhakti in God? The confession is, without bhakti in God, I will never be able to get this concept of sarvabhutastam atmanam. I will never be able to see myself in everybody, nor everybody in me. I will never be able to respect another person as an end in them himself. I'll never be able to have a self-respect as an end in myself. Self-respect as an end in myself means what? I will cease to be judgmental about me also. I will accept myself as I am. This is, isn't it? Not easy. Very, very difficult. So that is why it is like taking the entire sky and wrapping it around you like a robe. So God's grace, Ishvara's grace, will make us get there. And therefore, first manifestation of Shiva before us is as Soma. That's why we start as Namah Soma Yacha. So who is this Soma? Sa Uma or Uma Sahita. He is one who is with Uma. So if you look at as a deity, it is Shiva and Parvati. But Uma, who is this Uma? How did this name come about? Why some other name was not used is the subject matter for next week.